Okay. For my 6th grade expressions, I chose the standard 6.ee.a.2, which is apply and extend previous understandings of arithmetic to algebraic expressions. And then I have a few examples, some that you would start out with, and then some word problems you would get into. So the first one is write an expression to represent 11 more than a. So we could think of this as having a and then adding 11 more. But with addition, it's cumulative, which means you can put 11 plus a and both answers are still correct. Because no matter if say a is equal to 3, that would be 3 plus 11 equals 14, and this would be 11 plus 3, which is still 14. Now for the second one, we have write an expression to represent j minus 10. And so, it tells us right there, j minus 10. Lowercase j. And unlike the other one, we can't write 10 minus j, because if we test it and say that j is 5, 5 minus 10 is negative 5, but over here 10 minus 5 would equal 5. So we can't write it like that. We can only write j minus 10. For a third problem, I have write an expression to represent 7 times r. Now with this is whenever we start to want our students to get away from always writing x for equals to times. Because in a lot of situations we use an x as a variable, like we do this r, and so if we have 7 times x, it just looks really bad. And so we've changed over to this dot, or just no symbol at all. So we would write that as 7 times our r variable, or you can read it as 7r, which is 7 times that value. So say if our value was r equals 2, it would be 7 times 2, which is equal to 14, or 7 times 2, which is still equal to 14. And then for the fourth one, I have write an expression to represent 8 divided by d. So we have our 8, and we're dividing it into d parts. And so once your students understand a little more of the concept of these easy ones that we did at the beginning, you can switch over to the word problems. So for this one, Alan has r red peppers and 36 green peppers. What is an expression to show how many peppers Alan has? And so if Alan has an r amount of red peppers and he's got 36 green peppers, we can just write it as r plus 36, because that's going to give it, say he has 5 red peppers. If we put a 5 in for r, we would have 5 plus 36, which is equal to 41. And that would change depending on how many red peppers he has. And then for my last problem, Anthony bought a bag of S sour candies. He ate 8 of the candies. Write an expression to show how many candies he has now. So he had an S amount in his bag of candies, and he ate 8 of them. And so when we eat something, we take away. And so that's how we need our students to understand that he ate them, so he took them away, which is subtraction. So S minus 8. And so say if he started out with 14 candies, 14 minus 8 is 6. So he would have 6 candies left over for that example.